myself and I cross the border and have the baby, like, screaming. It'd rather be
Oh
faster.
God, I can't imagine. You're a dad. That's so
I
crazy. Hey,
know,
hey, hey,
dude.
hey, we're recording now. Just heads up.
Okay, it's
All
fine.
right, we're good, dude.
Yeah.
You're a freaking dad. How'd your son?
Yeah, it's my son. He is about to be 1 year old in, what is it? 11 days.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't know where the time go, bro. It's just crazy.
Dude, what are you? 26?
Seven.
27. Dude, that's not even young, but for whatever reason, it just seems young to me. Oh, like I can't imagine like having a kid right now.
Well, if you think about it, as a Mexican, I'm late. All the
Mm-hmm.
Mexicans, they're like, hey, let's have
Hey,
a baby by
hey.
23.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're done by 25. And then you
Yep.
just continue with your life. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm late.
Yeah. Did you feel pressure to have a kid? Like,
Nah, not at
no, no,
all.
no.
Everything, it was like smooth and normal. Like, I was with my girl already and then with my wife. And then, yeah, it wasn't planning, but we weren't preventing it either. So it was
Yeah,
kind of like,
yeah,
it was like the best.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If it happens, it happens. If not, if not.
Exactly. We're moving together, we're married and all this stuff. So we're just like,
Dude, you're living the freaking Mexican dream, dude.
Why? Because I married abuelita?
Yeah, hell yeah. You're freaking.
Hell yeah.
Uh, damn. I talked to you before this. I told you that I wanted to do a podcast with you about growing up between Mexico and USA and like the differences you saw and how it was like just trying to balance both and all that. And I still want to do that with you, but I think that would be better for like another time, another episode. But right now, dude, I just wanted to talk to you about like what has life been like as far as work, life, and everything. Like during while this virus is going on, while the quarantine is going on. Like what's been going on with you, dude?
Well, everything is kind of crazy because, with all this, is new for everybody. It's not just for me
Yeah, 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 for sure.
and my family. And I mean, it's a little more scary for us, as other people, like, people just see it from the outside and people think that the government is lying and this is just like bullshit, a lot of BS. But like looking in the inside, like you see like all these like patients that came into the hospital and you're like, oh my God, that could be me. Because
Yeah,
it's like you're seeing these 23 years old, 24 years old, and then like there's 30 years old, and then you go
really.
all the ages, and then you're like, damn, like that's pretty sad because I have a kid at home. Like if I go back to a home and then I just, what if I give it to my son? So there's
Yeah,
always that like, like inside voice saying you like, hey,
or
just
to
go
your
home.
wife.
Yeah. Well, my wife is a nurse. So
Oh,
we
that's
work
true. Huh? So
together.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are both screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, we both work at the ER, so we are like frontliners, like at the dot. Like sometimes we have to, because in the hospital that I work, they divide the area. So you have the triage tent, which is like where we triage everybody. So at the beginning, we screen them with 5 questions. Do you have shortness of breath, fever, cough, been outside of the country in the last 2 weeks, or been in contact with someone that tested positive for coronavirus? If they say yes to any of those, doesn't matter what the chief complaint is, because they might come with like, oh, I have abdominal pain,
Yeah,
but I also have fever. I don't care
yeah,
about your abdominal pain. Right now,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
just you have a fever.
And this is
And then,
outside of the building, right? Like this is
yeah,
like in
this
a
is
parking lot. You're doing this.
exactly. This is not
That's
even like
crazy.
it. So we put him in the tent, and you have a nurse with like all gowned up. We have the N95 plus another like mask, plus the goggles and like the gowns and like the
Really?
hairnet, everything. Just talking, and it's kind of scary because you see all these like nurses wearing all these like stuff, and then you're like, wait, am I that sick? And like, no, but you was trying to protect ourselves because
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the end of the
yeah.
day, we have to go home.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, excuse me. So yeah, before they go into the hospital, we screen him there, and then if the nurse think that is not a COVID related, we let him in
Hey,
into like
go
the
home.
medical
Go
side.
home.
No, I mean at the beginning, if we think that it was positive, we don't even screen him. We don't even like do the test. We just like be like, you know what, go quarantine for 14 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because before San Diego, we didn't have the equipment or we didn't have the amount of money that you required to actually do the test.
So
So
you couldn't
yeah,
even treat it like the best thing was just like, hey,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
just go home. Yeah,
yeah.
so it's like, hey, if you're coming in, I having shortness of breath and fever, it's like, you know what? Unless your vital signs were like horrible,
Yeah.
you go home. Like you go home and quarantine, just to stay away from your family for 15 days,
If you're still
and
alive,
then
come back.
yeah, exactly. Or if you get worse,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
come back. But like if there was like, I think that the first week everything started, we got this like 28-year-old, but he had a bunch of problems in those like, HIV and all that stuff. So all
Oh
those
yeah.
problems it was like a domino effect. So we ended up admitting him. It was sad because, he's like 27, 28-year-old. And then and just because of this, it got worse. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
just, but, um, but yeah, so that's how it is. Would you just screen them and then you decided if they go home, or they just go back to the medical side, or they go to the COVID area, which is we design a whole area with 24 beds that we put them in there just by themselves, because right now in any hospital, the whole country, they're not accepting visitors. So if someone is going in there, they're not allowed to have anybody with them,
Damn.
unless you're dying, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
from COVID. What people
Okay.
understand, the people don't understand here, is that if you have the COVID and you're positive, not even your family is allowed to be with you. You die by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
God.
So it's just you and the nurse and the doctor watching you die, and then they just give the little thing to your family, like, hey, here you go, this is him, and then that's it. Because
Really?
because you're trying to just stop
The
the
spread.
the spread. Yeah.
Damn.
But if it's something else, they let you in. If, for example, something else is going on and the family member is dying, yeah, they let you go. Yeah. But like if it's really COVID related, it's hard. It's hard, and it's not coming from my hospital. It's coming from like up, like way
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I guess I'm thinking about the dates, dude. Like, at what point did you realize that things were getting weird, things were changing, like as far as protocol, or like at the beginning of March, beginning of February, or like I don't know what it looked like for you guys. Like when did it start getting real?
Well, we me personally, like, and you can ask all my friends, like the people they were calling me because they're like, hey, I know you work at the ER. How do this
I
works?
think
And
I
like,
think I have it.
yeah. And they told me like, how do I like cover from this? Like, should I be worried? And at the beginning, I was like, no, dude, like, because we didn't have the enough information. And I saying we as a
Yeah,
hospital, and
nobody did, right?
we as a United States, we didn't
Yeah,
know how we get in contact with this stuff.
yeah,
So I was just telling them, like, just wash your hands like a normal, like you like regular day. If you don't go to a crowded places, just cover your mouth, and then you wash your hands. And like, because it's it's the exact same thing for the flu.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
people
yeah.
don't get. It's exact same for the flu. And I told my friends that. But now with the pass of the time, and that was the beginning of March, at the end of March, and when I start seeing like all these patients come in, because people get to my right now because they're like, oh, the hospitals they're not even busy, because we go there, there's nobody in the waiting room. Yeah, people scared of this thing. This is a real thing.
Yeah.
And just because people don't see what's going on in people see what's going on in the front, they don't see what's going on in the back.
Yeah.
We didn't get that busy from other stuff because people was like, oh no, I'm not going in because regular ER visit here in San Diego is like, oh, my toe hurts, so I'm just gonna go in there for an
Really?
ambulance.
Do you get
Yeah.
like people like that, like stupid
Oh,
things?
dude, I've been having a headache for like, or like, oh, I have a chronic back pain for how long? Yeah, 2 years. And I was like, what makes you come in today? It's like, what makes it worse? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
today, like, why
yeah.
are you even
Well,
here?
why is this an emergency right now?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, why do I have to give you a bed right now because you think it's an emergency, and I have a
Yeah,
50-year-old with a heart attack right now?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that kind of people. So all those people, they just like they stop coming into the ER.
yeah.
So we actually like taking care of people that is actually sick.
Who actually needed it?
Yeah, exactly. So by the end of March, that's when I even started to talk to my wife. It's like, hey, if it gets to the point that we actually get that many patients, one of us gonna have to step out from the ER, because there's no way this kid is gonna be growing up with no parents, because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
you have to, if you get it, you have to quarantine. You don't want to give it to your kids.
yeah, yeah,
So I told her like, hey, if this gets worse, like we're gonna have to like make it where you'll work there and I move to a different department, or vice versa. It makes more sense that she works.
Hey,
Like,
hey, some of that money, cause. Dang, so you guys
yeah,
are both in the ER.
yeah, we
Damn,
are.
dude.
Yeah, she's an emergency room nurse. She's an
Yeah,
ER RN. She's been there for she has like a 12 years of experience.
that's
And
crazy.
yeah, I was a
Yeah,
EMT
yeah, yeah.
working for the ambulance for like 2 years, and then moving to Kaiser, and I've been there for like 5 to 6 years. And but yeah, as an ER tech, so it's just we're actually in the exact same area sometimes, like, because just like I said, they get in the ER. It's like they have so many areas that it's like, okay, today you're gonna go to this area, today you're gonna go to this area. So you might be lucky to not be in the area where the other COVID is going on, but the next day, you know, you're gonna get it because they have to rotate everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's times that she is the team lead and she has to be going in every single room checking on the patients. And there's days that she's not even in there. And the same for me. It seems there's days that I have to go in every single time, and there's times that I'm not even in there. So it's just like a, you know, a flip of a coin.
You never know. Yeah, like, you never know.
Yeah, but it's scary because by the time, like, because now we're used to like hospital give you what you need.
Yeah.
No, and now you're just buying what you think is gonna protect you from this virus. Like, I'm spending so much money on myself, like goggles and stuff, because I know what the hospital is giving me is not enough to protect me and my family. Yeah.
So what if you bought extra besides like the PPE that they're providing?
So for example, we have these, every single time a patient comes into the emergency room, we call them a PUIs, which is a patient under investigation, PUI. So we fill out the sheet. So every single person that goes into, that has close contact with that patient has to put their name, of course, their employee ID and your phone number. And at the end, they have like these questions, says like, was the patient wearing a mask? Was the patient, what kind of PPE were you wearing? Goggles, N95, mask, gown, all that stuff, right? So you have to check that. And they also have, was it provided for Kaiser or was provided for us? And it's not a big deal if you bought it. Is they just want to know if you, because by doing this, they don't know if it's health. How can I say, like, it's gonna help you against that first, because, you know, for example, you go to Home Depot and you buy this N95, so that's for painting. So you don't know if it's actually like medical. It's for medical use, you know what I'm saying? So they want to know if it, because they don't know that you were never fitted or that kind of stuff. So they want to know if you're like more at risk or you're just like at the same level everybody else. So what they do with this sheets, because when they swab the patient and if the patient is positive, they have to call you personally. So it's like, hey, on this day you were in contact with a patient that it was positive. So now from now in the future, you have to check your temperature, you have to check your symptoms, and if nothing happened in 14 days, you're clear. So you have to constantly be like, okay, when do I have this patient? Okay, and you mark it on your calendar from now and then. I have 14 days until I feel in the symptoms. But
do they test you guys if you come in contact with anyone, or they wait those 14 days to see if you have symptoms?
Because the incubation period for this virus is from 2 to 14 days. So, and as soon as you come in contact, you have 2 to 14 days to get symptoms. But they won't test you unless you have
symptoms. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, dude. And are you worried right now? Like, I don't know, like, you're young, you're fit, your wife is young and fit. I don't know
handsome,
if you, dude, you have like unnecessary like big shoulders. Your chest is really wide you haven't worked out since like 2001. It makes me so upset. So are you worried about this at all, dude? Or are you like, I assume like having the baby makes it more like, okay, like we need to be careful. But besides that, like, are you afraid of catching? Are you afraid of dying? Are you afraid of getting sick? Or I don't know what it feels like for you.
Yeah, at this point, not anymore. So I was when all this started, because, you know, that's something new and everybody's like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know, I actually had friends that they moved out from their house. They went to Airbnb because they didn't want to infect their kids. So I have a lot of friends that they moved their families away because they didn't want to bring anything from work to house.
That's what I'm doing right now. I mean, I didn't move. I don't have kids, but we're staying at Rosella's parents right now. Mm-hmm. And they're older, they're like in their late 60s.
Exactly.
And my work is providing housing from like the people who are coming back and forth from Mexico because they're afraid of like the border closing. So I'm living on campus right now pretty much during the week just to avoid infecting or being like a risk here. So it's kind of like the same thing, like just trying to be as safe as possible.
Exactly. But for us, like, I'm not scared anymore for me, myself. Because to be honest with you, being in contact, even though when you're not in the COVID area, you're still in contact with all these patients that you don't know where they're coming from. You don't know where they've been. So if you're only wearing a little mask, that means if the patient is positive, but they don't know because he's not there for that issue.
Yeah.
And you come in contact, you're going to get it no matter what. So I'm pretty sure all the healthcare employees, we have it, we just asymptomatic. We just don't have the symptoms. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
That's what I think.
Just because you're in so much exposure to, or you've been exposed to it
Yeah.
so much.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just
dude. Like,
inevitable.
yeah, it's just weird because it just can, like, we screen everybody at the door, and they might say like, oh, no shortage of bread, no nothing, da 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 da, and then you put them in the window, you're taking their vital signs or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I've been having fever, and now you're not wearing anything, and the patient is not wearing anything, and
Yeah,
now
you're
it's
like,
just like,
God damn it.
damn it, like all that you have to take consideration. Now we have to put this patient in the COVID area. You're only wearing like those little tiny, like,
A surgical
surgical
mask.
masks.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Exactly.
It's
That is
paper.
good for nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's all that, and I'm pretty sure like a lot of us have it now. Like even like the public have it, but
Yeah.
there's no way to know it because I'm not gonna go there and get tested. What for?
No.
Like if I have it and I have no symptoms, good for me. I already have
Yeah,
the
exactly.
antibodies.
Bet those antibodies.
Yeah, and then I'm good. But yeah, so for myself and my wife, it's more like, you know what, we get naked outside of the house. Like for example, they give us the scraps at work. So we go in,
Yeah.
you go
Same.
into this huge tent, they give you your what size, boom, this scrubs, you change it, you put everything on your back, everything that gets clean, and then you're going to work, get out of work, go to the same tent, change back, and then come home. But even that, we come here and we get undressed outside of the house. Like you're
Really?
like you're on your, yeah, because I have an extra pair of sandals that I keep in my car, so I just can put my shoes in there because everything is like
Everything's
that
affected.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to bring that to your house. So as soon as we touch the door, we're already naked and we just run straight to the
That's funny.
bathroom. Yeah, to shower. I mean, everything has been working so far because our kid is fine. My brother that lives with us is fine.
Oh, really?
But
I didn't know that.
yeah. So everything is been good so far. But at something that I told my brother and his girlfriend and everybody else is like, stop coming to my house.
Yeah.
Because if I have it and you come here and now you get it and then you go to see your parents or someone else, they might not be as strong to deal with it.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of people stop coming to my house.
What friends, family, random people, like what are some common things that people have been asking you that you could just get the answers to like right now? Like just, I don't know, like the most common questions that you get from random people, like, hey, Ian, what's up with this? I'm feeling like this, or I'm sure you have plenty of it.
Yeah, I have a lot of like, hey, I'm feeling like, my throat is like, whoa, like for where? Like, have you been out? And they're like, no. It's like, there's no way you're gonna get it. So just chill. And other people have that chip in their mind is like, oh my God, I'm feeling like shortbread. Oh my God. And they tend to make it worse.
Yeah.
But they need to more like, hey, you're fine. And then usually their people is fine. But like what people ask me a lot is like, hey, what should I do? Like right now, like is my kid safe? Like, like I need to go to the groceries. Like, what should I do? What should I wear? It's like, just pick a random like clothes. Fine, just cover your mask. Try not to stay like too close to anybody. Disinfect the things that you buy from the store. Before you get into the house, you just change your clothes, and then that's it. Like wash your hands, and there's that's nothing else that we can tell them. Like anything that you tell them, they're not gonna do it anyway. So
yeah.
Right now you see it in San Diego. You see all these people like protesting and saying like up in the beaches, like you're only saying this because you haven't seen the reality. You haven't seen the cruelty of like seeing this guy going into the hospital with nobody and then saying like, oh, he's positive, but now he's deciding and he's going into the 70% of room air, and now you have to tube the patient, and then they're upstairs and the family is like, where's my well, yeah, he came like 2 hours ago and he's tubed in the ICU because he went to the protest and you know what I'm saying?
And you can't see him.
Yeah, exactly. And if he dies, poor thing. You know what I'm saying? It's really sad. And good thing about San Diego is we don't have that many cases compared to New York on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Which is good for the community. That means less people is sick, less people is coming to the hospital. So what people don't get is like the only reason the governor says that we're gonna lock down is not because he's scared of people getting infected. It's more like, I don't want the people get infected all at the same time. Because our hospitals is not going to be able to handle that. Same with New York. You see all these inflection of patients, like they just go there at the same time and they have patients in the hallways and they have patients in that. Here in San Diego, it's been so good because San Diegans, they're been great. They haven't gone out, and the people that get it, they come one by one, and we were able to handle, we are able to provide the care that they need, instead
Yeah.
of being like, you go into the corner and we're gonna be there with you in a minute, we have to take care of this patient that came with the CPR and he's also doing this and that. Like, it's that how that's the reasoning behind of the lockdown that people don't get. Like, people, oh, open the parks. Hey, I know is, believe me, it sucks for me to have a 1-year-old and I can even take him out.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's painful to see him, like, he just goes to his room and then to the living room and then his room and then to the living room, and he gets into all these things, and we're like, no, constantly like scolding. I was like, come on, man, like, that's not life for anybody. So we get it, but in order to help our healthcare system, we have to do it, you know. And that's why I tell everybody, it's just don't, going out is not gonna, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all gonna get it. Yeah. It's like the flu. You get it one, like, you might get it this year, you get it another year.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to prevent is not, because by us staying at home, it's not gonna kill the virus. It's just gonna prevent the spreading.
It's gonna slow it, or anything.
Exactly. If anything. Yeah. So we can see, okay, 10 people got sick, and instead of 100 people get sick, now what are we gonna do with 100 people sick? I'd rather take care of 10 people first, and then another 10 people here, and another 50 people here, then taking 100, another 100, another 100. Yeah. You know, it's sad, but it is what it is. That's what we have to do in order to stop the spread, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is, dude. What does treatment look like? Like, say you, all right, you at the triage tent, somebody comes in, you attend to them, they have symptoms, you admit them. What does it look like from there? Like, what is it, like, the breakdown go, like the flow system of it? Well, I guess, more or less.
Yeah, but I mean, by the time they get to the tent and they say like, oh, I can breathe or whatever, they bring it back. And we check everything. We check vital signs. We check labs. We do a blood cultures. We do everything for them, right? To see where they're standing at. You know, if it's this is turning to red, or you know, there's like fever, is because of an infection or is because they have a virus. If everything comes negative and they have the virus, we just monitor their O2 saturation, which is the amount of oxygen in the blood. And just, you know, try to prevent that they don't go down too fast, you know, because we're trying to prevent oxygen, and if they're like really, really bad, the only treatment, because, you know, there's no cure for this. So the only thing is that you have to help them breathe, which is the tube down the throat, so you can actually help the lungs. Because by the time the patient comes in and they're like failing to get oxygen, is because their lungs are too tired to work, so you have to help them somehow. So you have to put the tube down the throat, and then put them in the ventilator, and that's pretty much the whole treatment. I don't know what's after that, but I was talking to one of the ER doctors, because he said like the only things that we do is like, if they're not getting better with the bed, you know, because they're laying flat, now you have to flip them over. There's like a special bed that they have, which is crazy, which is just goes like 360 degrees or 180 degrees.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I guess the lungs, they just get like into the back, so you not need to let them like move. So you need to put them in the front so the back can work. So it's just crazy what they do with this.
Damn, dude. That's I freak myself out. Like, I'm not worried about it for myself, but I respect it. I have no clue what you guys are dealing with, like what it actually looks like to see someone suffer, to like deal with it, see the families deal with it. So that's why I want to talk to you. I was just curious to see how this was going down, dude. Because like, it's easy. Do you get upset when people are like, oh man, this is just freaking, when people start throwing out conspiracy theories, or just like, oh, this isn't serious, it's just like the flu? Or does that make you upset, or do you understand? Or I don't know, like, what do you think?
Oh, I totally understand the people, dude. Like, if I was not in the medical field, I would totally be like them. If I wouldn't see this guy coming in and dying in my arms, like, I would totally be like them. You know, I would probably be like, this government is lying to us again, and, you know, But the reality is, like, I don't care what people think about this. Like, I still have a job. I still care for people. I still provide for my family. I still do what I signed up for. And if one of them at least come to the hospital, I'm still going to treat them as a patient. You know, I'm not going to be that asshole to be like, oh, were you in the rally over there? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just one more patient for us. And like, I'm pretty sure all my friends are like this, or my coworkers are like the same. They're just, we get upset when we say like, oh my God, these guys, but we don't get upset because they're out. We just get upset because, oh, they're going to get it and we're going to have them here. You know what I'm saying? That's the main point. Like, we just don't want to have that many patients. But hey, if that happens, that's what we sign up for, and that's what it is. You know.
That's beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Respect, dude. Respect.
Thanks, brother. Thanks.
I definitely can do it. Like I couldn't imagine like just watching someone come in perfect or not perfectly healthy, but just normal, and then seeing them like decline and die. Like even whether it's on your watch or if you just hear like, oh, so and so died, or like they're gone, this and that. Like I don't
And
know,
just like,
I don't know what that feels like. Like I can imagine what that
yeah.
feels like.
Yeah, and it's and here's like I say, here in San Diego we have it beautiful, man. We don't have that many needs for ventilators. We don't have that many needs of like ICU beds. Like we have enough to like support everybody that is coming through those doors.
Yeah.
But we only seen the good side of this virus, if you want
Yeah.
to say it like that.
Like you said, like in comparison to New York or bigger, like
Yeah.
bigger cities, it's like, oh my God, like I can't imagine.
Yeah, you can. I was talking to my wife the other day, and she still have friends because she's from the East Coast,
Oh, really? Where's she from?
Connecticut,
Oh, nice.
and she still have friends working at the hospital she used to work before, and they saying that it's just sad. Like it's just a lot. The amount of people that is coming in through the doors, and the amount of people is dying, because at the end of the day, like who you gonna if you run out of ventilators, who you gonna save? Do you rather save the 78-year-old female that has multiple problems, like like kidney problems and everything, and also has a coronavirus, or you rather save this 30-year-old who has like a perfect life and has like 3 kids? You know what I'm saying? So now the doctors,
Oh man.
you have to play God and be like, okay, you're not gonna live, or you're gonna live. You know what I'm saying? Now it's getting to that point. Into New York's getting to that point, which is really sad, because that's not how medicine should be. It's just like we should provide for everybody, but at the end of the day, we don't have the equipment to save everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's sad.
Are they having to make decisions like that? Like, I mean, not everyone, but like some situations, like to like, hey man, like who are we gonna treat more importantly, or
Not here in San Diego, and I don't want to give you wrong information, but
okay, yeah.
what a friend said
Okay, yeah,
is that over there is that if you're a patient that has more than one problem, and you get the coronavirus, and the doctor think that you're not gonna have a good outcome, they rather give that vent to someone else. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
at that point, they let you die instead of like saving you. That's what I mean by
Yeah,
like, we're
yeah,
playing God.
yeah. I mean, that's part of medicine. Huh? I mean, and to some point, like, yeah, I only have so many resources that you can attribute to certain people.
Yeah, and I can imagine making that decision. To be honest with you, it's just something that I would never. It's hard because you sign up for like save lives and do everything for the patient no matter what, and now you're just like letting someone go because you're trying to save someone else. Now you're like, okay, which one should I pick? And
Yeah, yeah.
it's sad, and that's what people don't get. Like when they go to all these like protests and everything, they just making this problem to get like New York, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we don't want here in San Diego.
How long you been in the medical field? 10 years at least. Like since you started as an EMT, I don't know, like what, like when did it start? Like how long you been working in the field in
I
general?
started when I was 20. When I was 20.
It's like
I started when I
7 years,
was 20.
6, 7 years. So
Yeah.
have all these years, like how has your attitude changed? Has it made you like more not negative, but like I guess more whoa. No.
I can hear
Sorry,
you.
I no, I got a FaceTime call. Sorry. No, has it has it made you like more like spiteful towards the world? Has it made you have like a more like negative mindset towards the world or towards healthcare, or I don't know, dude? Like, have you shifted it like your mindset towards life in general, like over the years of working in the medical field?
Like, what do you mean? Like what I think about the healthcare in general, or?
Yeah, I want to say healthcare, but I think more just like life. Like, has it made you treat life any more special? Has it made you be any more grateful? Has it made you be or see life as more like damn, I don't even know how to phrase the question, dude, but I don't know if
Whoa.
it just whatever
Well,
you take from that.
no, yeah, I think I understand what you're saying, and I mean now, I think it make me more like stronger because back in when I was younger, like you hear these people like, oh yeah, he died from cancer, and you don't understand what's going on unless you see it, or like this person died because his dialysis or whatever. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't see. I remember my first day in the ER, and I was walking down to this hallway, and I see this patient with like yellow feet, and I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And they're like, oh yeah, is this
That's jaundice.
yeah, no, it's something else. And I was,
Oh,
this is what's
really?
going, yeah. And I was like, what he's like, yeah, like now it makes you think like, wow, I'm so fortunate to like being like healthy and all the stuff. And it's like, and there's a lot of things that we don't, just like I said, we don't see. But yeah, it just makes me more interesting. I'm just interested in like what's healthcare, and like, study more about all these diseases so I can help people. To be honest with you, like now my life is just going towards like, what can I do better for the people?
Really?
I don't, yeah, it's just to going, my view in life right now is just, how can I help someone else that is not me or my family? That's what it is. Like, that's why I did so many years of volunteer paramedic in Mexico. That's why I did, like, all the stuff is just, it's make me a better person. I will say.
What made you get into like being a student to begin with? Was it like the money? Was it like, I don't know if your family was in the field, or like how'd you even start down that road? Because it's a long road to get to where you're at.
Yeah,
So it's like, what made you take like those beginning steps to even like, hey, I want to do this for my life?
Because pinche UABC, they didn't accept me in the medicine program though.
Damn. So like, oh, I got to go to Southwestern.
I was like, wait, what do I have left now? Well, I'll be a EMT and then go the paramedic route, and then.
So did you initially want to be a doctor, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
My whole medicine love because I wanted to be a doctor, because I have two uncles that they were like surgeons, and one actually is working in San Diego as a PA.
Oh, really?
The other one is still in Mexico as a doctor, but yeah, I wanted to be a doctor, and then they're like, nah, I'm sorry. Like, cause I was coming from the United States, and the United States is like, the high school in the United States is kind of like, I don't want to say a joke, but it's a joke.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Do it. And people think that, I have no experience like going to school in Mexico at all. But from me growing up and living in the States and studying in the States, going to public schools, like, I know, like, you could slide by high school. You could slide by your whole education, like, pretty easily.
Yeah. Like, I just gonna move to the room because the baby's crying.
No, that's fine.
So
I don't know what the educational system is like in Mexico. I mean,
so the education system in Mexico was pretty legit, dude. Like, that they actually have, like, you have to take like more than when per semester. Here in the United States, I had like 6 classes, the same every day to the whole semester. Over there, you have like 8 to 12 classes, and you have different classes every day, and like, it was more demanding for sure. And when I came here, I didn't speak English, dude. You remember me? I didn't speak English. You remember that, right?
How old were you when you came here? Like, what? You Monte Vista, right?
Yeah, Monte Vista, and I was 14, I guess. I came in when I was in 9th grade, and you remember me crossing.
How does that even work, dude? Like, I don't understand how people come from Mexico or people come from anywhere in the world, come to study in English and like get through school. Like, I don't know how that works. Like, how can you do it?
Guess it's easy. It's so easy. They make high school so easy for you. Like, it's just, when I see people, it's like, wait, why did you like fail this class? Like, this class is a joke, and I didn't speak English, dude. Like, come on, like,
that's gangster.
It's funny. And I didn't learn any English through my high school, because I took the classes with all the Mexicans, so we were like not even learning anything, to be honest with you. Like, I learned English, I think my second year of college.
Really?
Because I had to. Because it was like, hey, you're gonna go take care of this patient, man. You better know what to say.
You better be able to talk to him.
And then I remember my days when I was doing my assessment as an EMT school, and I was like, oh shit, what do I say now? I don't even know how to say this question. It was kind of crazy. I mean, my English is not that great right now, but I can get by.
Oh, it's amazing, dude. Like,
it was enough to get me a abuelita.
Yeah, hey, that's all you need, baby. Dude, but I know how hard it was for me. Like I didn't start speaking Spanish really until I started playing football with you guys. Until I started at UABC. And that's when I started like, oh, okay. Like, I started figuring out like the slang and like I know like normal Spanish, but it's different, like conversational Spanish. Like, now I can talk to you. I can talk to Pipe. I can talk to whoever. and just like be friends and hang out. Like it's not gonna be weird. Like I can talk to you in Spanish right now. It's normal, but it's
Yeah, of
hard. It's
course.
hard getting to that level. But I couldn't imagine going to school in Mexico and trying to pass tests and write essays in Spanish. Like that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, definitely will be like challenging, but like, yeah, you know me, for so many years now, and then, when I was talking to you, like I didn't even English, man. I was just like, trying to be cool.
Oh, me too, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to speak Spanish. Hey, made it this far though.
I know, man, and I'm so thankful, for God, with God and everything, because it's just I have a good life right now, and I'm able to, He gave me this career, and I'm happy. I'm happy if I can help someone every day. Like even if I give it a band-aid and that makes their life easier
Yeah,
or way better, that I'm happy with that. I mean, we do more than that, but like that's like
yeah,
even with
yeah.
that, that's great for me. Just medicine just give me so much joy, and I'm not gonna stop here. I'm going through like I'm putting myself through nursing school, and then so like more and more and more.
That's beautiful, dude. I think I want to finish up with this. Just like what are your outlooks for like the future, like coming out of this, or like even like right now, like next week, next month, next year, like how are you seeing society in general coming out? Like, I mean, we have limited information. We have no facts on like what's going on, what's going to happen. But just from like how you're seeing everything on your side, like what do you see life looking like?
Yeah, right now I think it's gonna be a change for everybody. Before when we say hi, we go for the hug and we go for the kiss, and
Oh,
if you,
especially in
yeah,
TJ, especially in
yeah,
Mexico, dude.
or if you're French like me, you go for like double kiss and
Oh
shit.
yeah, hell yeah.
But like, but I think that's gonna change now. I think we're gonna go because now, how you say hi, you like bump
Yeah,
the
yeah,
elbow,
yeah,
like, and that's how it's gonna be right now. Like, and I think that's gonna keep going like through the years now. Like, you're not gonna be able to like hug it someone or like shake hands. I think everything is gonna continue the same. And like, before we used to like see pictures from like Chinese people wearing the mask in China. You're like, why are they wearing that for? Like, are they sick? And like, no, that's just their normal life. And that's how it's gonna be here in San Diego. I think like here in America, that
yeah.
people is gonna start taking more, more care of themselves, like washing their hands more, like more often, and wearing masks. And like if they're trying to not go to like someone else's place if they don't know where they've been, and like saying hi from like far away, and like people keeping their distances. I think that's how it's gonna be now, and I mean, and I think it's good because that's the way you help prevent diseases.
Yeah.
But it's definitely gonna be a change. I don't think it's smart right now that we're beating this to open up everything, but I mean, people need to live their lives, brother. Like,
Yeah.
we can have everybody in their houses forever. I think that it's for their own health that they need to go out, because that's something that I seen more in the hospital. People is coming with like psych issues because I'm pretty sure they just getting crazy in their house. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? This whole thing is getting crazy. Yeah, like the first patients that we get like more often is like it's psych patients and homeless people and all these people that is already like freaking out and like, I'm over this and I just need to like see someone and talk about these problems. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
damn! I didn't know
Uh,
it was a thing.
yeah. So just like I said, people they need to get out of the house, and I know it's not safe, but like they need to continue with their lives, and just like as we do it, like carefully, and we don't be in everybody's shoulders, tapping everybody here and there. I think we'll be fine.
Damn. It's awesome, dude. Well, hey, thanks for doing this. I love you. Stay
I
safe,
love you too, brother.
and I will see you at football soon.
Hey, we
Hopefully,
need to we need
hopefully.
to we need to win that championship, bro.
Oh no, hey, I will go to your house and kiss you in the mouth right now. I know Tim had a good time.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you too. Thanks for inviting me to your podcast, brother.
Love you, dude. Take
And
care.
I hope I actually answer some of your questions.
Oh hell yeah, you answered all of them, dude.
Thanks, brother.
Later, brother.